You're listening to the Public Health Entrepreneurs Podcast with your host, Dr. Charlotte Huntley. Let's talk about sales. The sale happens organically when people realize they need your expertise to achieve their goals. The strategies I'm about to share with you aren't traditional sales tactics. They're natural extensions of the relationship building and problem-solving skills you already use in public health work. Welcome to Public Health Entrepreneurs, the podcast for visionary leaders who are ready to transform public health and healthcare through innovation. I'm your host, Dr. Charlotte Huntley, and as a public health entrepreneur with over 25 years of experience in healthcare and public health, I understand the unique challenges and opportunities that come with bridging multiple disciplines. If you are an interdisciplinary professional, a high-functioning leader with expertise across different fields, then you're in the right place. In the previous episode, I shared tips for building genuine connections. I'd like to take the next step and share some tips for sales conversations leading to opportunities for greater impact. I know that people have mixed feelings about the topic of sales. Make a mental note to yourself to explore any mindset issues you have around sales and money if the sheer mention of this makes you uncomfortable right now. Early in my journey, I invested in coaching, a good bit of it, for myself to address my thoughts around money and to develop professional sales skills and a healthy relationship with the process. As an entrepreneur, sales are an essential part of your journey. So on that note, I'm going to dive into these strategies. Here are 3 ways public health consultants can naturally transition from networking to sales conversations. All right, number 1, lead with diagnostic questions that reveal pain points. You may be wondering, why am I suggesting this one? Well, public health consultants are trained to identify systemic problems, and this diagnostic mindset is actually your biggest sales asset. When you ask thoughtful questions about challenges rather than immediately pitching solutions, you position yourself as a strategic advisor, not just a vendor. This approach builds trust and helps prospects articulate needs that they may not even fully have realized yet. Here's a couple of examples. Use the iceberg question technique. When someone mentions a challenge, ask, what's driving that issue at a deeper level? Or what would happen if this problem continues for another year? This helps uncover root causes and consequences that justify consulting investments. Another way to approach it is conduct informal health assessments in your conversation. So ask questions like, how are you currently measuring success in this area? Or what's your biggest bottleneck in achieving, insert whatever that goal is? And frame these as genuine curiosity about their work. And it's not that you aren't already curious. I think naturally some of this comes up in conversations anyway, as you're exploring and trying to understand and uncover what the issues are. If you're just being a little bit more intentional and strategic about it, then it helps drive the sales conversation. So this genuine curiosity is something you likely already have and you're already applying. Just see it and frame it as part of that process that moves you closer in the sales process. Another example is share relevant case studies as a diagnostic tool. So instead of saying, we helped company X or YZ or whatever it is, try saying something like, I've seen organizations struggle with this exact issue. They often find real problem is, and then insert whatever the deeper issue is. And does that resonate with what you're experiencing? And pause and wait for a response. I find often in applying this particular strategy is that as the expert, the consultant, the whatever you're doing, let's assume you're a consultant. You have done the same type of work over and over. You have had multiple clients that you've helped with similar types of issues. So when someone starts to describe the issue they're having at their organization, it's going to sound very familiar to you. So when you come back and say, well, I've seen this, and this is often the deeper issue, and they nod and agree and it resonates with them, what that does for the prospect is it lets them know that you know what you're doing, but also that you get them, you understand them, that you can relate to them. And all of a sudden they realize that, oh, he or she gets me and he or she can actually help me solve this problem. It's a very big aha moment. It's a click internally for that prospect. And also for you as the consultant, because you're also realizing, okay, I can absolutely help this client. We've done this before. You suspected that this was the issue, and now you've confirmed it. So this is very confirming on both sides. So those diagnostic questions are very important because they do help unveil or reveal those pain points and help you identify that, oh, yes, this is my ideal client. I can help them. And this prospect is also realizing, oh, this person, this organization can help us. So my second tip for you regarding this transition from networking to sales conversation is position yourself as a strategic partner in their existing initiatives. Organizations are already investing in public health initiatives, grants, or compliant requirements. Rather than trying to create new budget, you're helping them maximize existing investments or avoid costly mistakes. This approach feels collaborative rather than transactional, and it's easier to get approval for enhancing current work than starting something entirely new. For example, ask about their current public health priorities and timelines. Questions like, what's your biggest public health goal for the next 18 months? Or what initiatives are you most excited about but concern might face obstacles? This will help you understand where you can add value. So in other words, find out what's already happening and what they may already need support with. Another example is you can offer to review their existing strategies or proposals. Say something like, I'd be happy to take a quick look at your current approach and share some thoughts. No strings attached. This low-risk offer often reveals opportunities for deeper engagement. You can also connect their work to larger trends or opportunities. In other words, share insights about emerging funding streams, regulatory changes, or best practices that can enhance their current initiatives. This positions you as someone who can help them stay ahead of the curve. So these are all some examples of how you can position yourself as a strategic partner in their existing initiatives. And it's a natural transition often from the networking conversation into the sales conversation, because as you're getting to know them in the networking phase and you're exploring, you're going to likely uncover some of those current initiatives or what they're prioritizing, or they're often leading with, especially if they're wrestling with the current challenge, it starts to emerge. And then you just kind of pivot the conversation a little bit. All right. And here's my third tip for you regarding transitioning from networking conversations to sales conversations. Use collaborative problem solving as a sales discovery process. Public health professionals are naturally collaborative and appreciate inclusive approaches to problem solving. So when you involve prospects in co-creating solutions, they become invested in the outcome and you learn exactly what they value most. This approach often demonstrates your working style and your expertise without being pushy. So, I'll give you an example. Propose strategy sessions instead of sales meetings. Invite them to explore a challenge together. I'd love to spend an hour thinking through this, whatever the topic is, with you. I have some ideas, but want to understand your constraints and goals first. Use what-if exploration technique. So ask questions like, what if you could solve this problem in the next 6 months? What would that look like? Or what would need to be true for this initiative to be wildly successful? This helps them envision working with you. Another example is create collaborative frameworks or tools during conversation. So sketch out decision trees or stakeholder maps or timeline frameworks together. This gives them immediate value while demonstrating how you think and work. As a problem solver, I especially like these strategies, and it really helps you feel more, for me, it's really diving into the problem solving piece of that. And it's much less of a traditional sales conversation. It doesn't feel like it, although it is very much a sales conversation. The key is that these aren't traditional sales tactics. They're natural extensions of the relationship building and problem solving skills you already use in your public health work. The sales happen organically when people realize they need your expertise to achieve their goals. Now, if you need help, any kind of guidance or support, to help you apply the strategies that I've shared with you today, then I invite you to explore the opportunities to work together, either one-on-one or in our mastermind group program. As someone who understands the unique challenges of being an interdisciplinary leader, I can help you customize your strategic next steps. Visit publichealthentrepreneurs.com to learn more. Links will also be provided in the show notes. All right, everyone. Until next time, have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for listening. Visit publichealthentrepreneurs.com to learn more.